Hello and welcome to your final ever podcast from Visvox. This is your fortnightly podcast and we are going to be talking about our experiences throughout our entire period here doing our Visvox blog. With me first is Ellen, and I'd like you to tell me what you've learnt in the last few months.
I think what I'll take away from my time at Visvox, looking at podcasts and audio slideshows, is actually how much I love slideshows. If you told me at the beginning that I would look at audio slideshows for fun, I would have thought you were joking. I find myself searching Google regularly to see what new slideshows there are out there. BBC and Guardian, I think, do excellent slideshows, and I have tweeted about a fair few of them. But I just think they're a fantastic medium and a really lovely way of understanding a new topic in quite a bit of depth, actually, and you get to see some fantastic shots with it too.
All right, thank you, Ellen. And with me also in the studio is our resident audio expert, Harriet Bradshaw. Now, Harriet, what have you learned over the past few months?
God, there's been so much I've learned. I think I've really enjoyed, as Ellen was saying, with audio slideshows, finding it's a different way of telling a story. And everyone that I've spoken to has said, you know, when you've got a story that's out there that's been covered across the television for all day, every day, with 24-hour news, you can take images and sound and give it a new look, which is quite interesting. In terms of podcasts, well, we've been scouting around on the internet, finding new different podcasts. I think one of the things that I've found is that they are better, they lend themselves better for feature type pieces of audio because they have to be timeless. They can be downloaded or listened to whenever, however, you know, they can be uploaded and listened to a year after they're uploaded. So I think I'm going to take away, you've got to make podcasts timeless if you want them to work, whereas online radio, you know, is immediate. I think those are the two key things that I'll take away.
Okay, thanks very much, Harriet. And we've also got Vanessa Baffo. And I'd like to know, Vanessa, have you become more fond of podcasts or audio slideshows in the last few months?
Actually, yeah, it's quite interesting you asked that. I started my journey with what should I say, being very, very pessimistic, thinking, what is this audio slideshow? I don't want to get into it. And then I decided to go on a journey. So it's been like a relationship, you know, we've built this sort of getting to know each other. And do you know what? I'm actually really liking it. Shocking, isn't it? I actually really enjoy audio slideshows. I've done so much research on it. And I find that the New York Times has got amazing audio slideshows. You know, I've actually been here at uni till about 9 o'clock when the place is shutting and the security guard has come and said, could you leave? And I'm thinking, no, I'm in the middle of an audio slideshow. And it's just been really interesting just kind of going on a journey. I think they're a very effective way of telling stories. I think for me, I think it really, as Harriet was saying earlier on, it makes a change from moving images, you know, busy video to just, you know, something that just captures you, you know, telling a story with still pictures, which feels almost like video in its own right. You know, it's just, it's been a love-hate relationship at first, but to me, I think we've fallen in love and the relationship has blossomed. So yes, it might just be a good marriage there that I've got with audio slideshows.
That's
Good
great
stuff. Thank you very much, Vanessa. Now, we've also got with us Phil Allen, who has been wandering around the studio taking a few photos of us. So if you hear any clicking noises in the background, that's Phil Allen and his little shutter going up and down. And he's going to come talk to us now. Okay, Phil?
Well, the thing that's at the top of my mind at the moment is the way in which photojournalists particularly have found new ways of telling stories and new ways of distributing their work and leading them into or maybe leading them back to a more narrative way of telling stories. The other thing that I've learned is that the still image faces sort of continued problems, in my view, in an age of video, that we are more and more hungry for video content and perhaps less and less patient and you know, have less time for considered appreciation of still images. And the other thing that I've really learned is that how important it is that people understand a format. So if you ask a lot of people still, despite the hard work of Visvox, do they know what an audio slideshow is, an average member of the public? And they'll kind of look at you slightly blankly, and then they'll mention something about, going on holiday with their parents when they were kids and looking at slideshows, and they don't quite make the connection. And I think still that audio slideshows perhaps need a different name or a different way of being described, a more catchy way of describing them, so that people get them and understand them and go and make the effort to go and see them more. And those are the main things that I feel like I've learned.
Okay, great. So that leaves me, I think, finally, last but not least, hopefully. What have I learnt in the past few months? Well, I started off not really knowing anything about podcasting or audio slideshows, and very early on I made my own audio slideshow, which was quite an experience, because I've worked with video and I've worked with audio, but I've never really worked with still images and audio together at the same time. So it was quite an eye-opener, and I found that it actually helped me with my outside life, or rather my life as a student, because as you know, we're on a broadcast journalism course here, and we learn quite a lot about using pictures and using audio and writing to picture and trying to get the right shots, and I think that's come out in my audio slideshows, and each one has kind of fed off the other. That I've learnt about editing and pictures and making a picture talk through stills, and it's helped me with the moving image as well. So I think that's really been quite advantageous, and I just think being able to create something as quite an artsy person has just been a great experience, and coming together as a team and creating lots of blogs about audio slideshows and podcasts has been a really unifying experience, and something that I think we'll take away with us. So just really, really pleased that we did it in the end.
Hey. Also, don't you think that we've actually established ourselves as some sort of experts or something? I mean, we've spoken to so many. Yeah, we've spoken to so many amazing people. Leaders in the field, or experts in the field, as I would say. And it's just been amazing. These are people that when we started out, I didn't think we would even have access to. And we've actually managed to get on our section, take it from the expert section, which anybody who visits Visvox can find. You can see the array of people.
The BBC, The Guardian, and also local commercial places as well. And it's nice to see the technology reaching even these tiny stations that have next to no money, and they're willing to, and they really want to embrace the future and where radio and everything's going.
Yeah.
I found it. That's probably been the most exciting part, I think.
Well, very
Definitely.
nice. Like I said, Phil's been wandering around taking photos of us, and we're going to make our own little audio slideshow of our podcast making today as a little farewell to everyone. So you can check that out on visvox.wordpress in the next few days, and all that's left from me is to say goodbye.
Bye.